What up, world? So we're here at the Louisville Lowrider show. I'm gonna check out some of these cars. It's early in the morning. As you can see, nobody's here yet. Exclusive access, you know. So we got Model 57 right here. This is Toyo. You know, he's out of Michigan. He's been hitting those Texas shows very hard. He actually travels all across, but check out his setup. You know, primarily we're gonna be checking out setups. I believe the setup came from Crazy Cutting, whammy tank, zigzags, Delta zigzag style dumps, hardline on a nice little tray. Paint on this thing's phenomenal. So great looking 57, and this is out of Michigan. Model 57. This is 58. I like the ramps that it's on. Very nicely done. Dayton's. Beautiful 58, but I think he's on air, so not gonna spend too much time on the air ride setup. Then we got the 64 rag. Beautiful, beautiful combo. That burgundy interior out of Maryland. The Megalodon, this is also out of Michigan. And the 520s. Chrome arches, but he's also on air ride. So then we get the Crypto 9. This is Traditionals Car Club out of NorCal. Beautiful paint. Look at that flake. Look at that glimmer. That's crazy. I don't even think that's fake. You see it dancing? That's beautiful. I think that's leafing. That's beautiful. Cruiser skirts. Beautiful setup. Let's take a look at this hydraulic setup though real quick. So it's set up to make it look like as if they're air intakes. I think it has squares back there. Interesting setup. Take a look at that. Crazy complex setup. It's set up to almost look like a motor to replicate that. We've seen it done a couple times since, but very nicely done. You can see the slowdowns popping out through the plate. Very nicely done. If we break it down, so you got the motor on the back side, then there's a band, and this is the reservoir. You can see how it's plumbed right there. So that's going to be the block, and that's actually the mounting point. So this all over here is reservoir, and then right here we have the actual block, and then there's like a band, which is very nicely done to bring it up to step it up to that same dimension. So that's the motor. And then we got all the squares hidden back there, if you could see. Nicely done. Very, very beautifully done. Traditionals. And this is North Carolina Techniques. We got a whammy tank with some motor sleeves, deltas. Nice setup, you know. Everything's hardline. Got the 64. I think this is up from Florida. Orange spokes, gold nipples on the Daytonas. Look how clean everything looks. Interior looks really good. So here, it's nice that the LEDs aren't facing towards you. Everything is downlit, which actually makes for a very nice look. So here we have, this is an accumulator. We have motors with bullet caps on the end. and squares. He has those plates on the squares. They're to color them. Possibly could anodize those. The orange would look good. Morning.
Morning, how you doing?
Good, yourself?
Good.
Individuals Car Club over here. Take a look. Setup's clean. I love 56, man. 2 pump setup. You see you got your sight glasses right there. Hit up the homie faucets and filters. You got a number 4 zigzag. Look at that. Very beautifully done. Everything's engraved. 1 Super Duty and then 3 regulars. But it's all okay because they all look beautiful. Very nicely done. You know, optimal batteries. I really like the pigtail wire on that. That's actually a nice little touch. The battery tray, you see how everything sits. They're mounted from the back side. Very tastefully done. You don't see any clamps or anything. Everything's done. So essentially they sell these mounts. So very nicely done. It's all about the setup, so you know what it is. It's accessorized, you know. AC, you know, light mirrors. Yeah. And then we got this 6.3. Nice paint. Wish the trunk was open, but showing off that that paint, you know, out of Virginia. Pulled back. You guys think that Canada doesn't have lowriders? Yo, this is the aircraft setup, so we're gonna take a look at this. Look, it has a beautiful 58 cruiser skirts, very nicely accessorized. Look at that, clean, clean, clean. Motor work. Don't sleep on Montreal. A lot of people use excuses, oh, it's cold up here. Bro, they lowride up in Montreal. So take a look at this setup. So we have a 777 chrome end cap. You got a square A6 tank. You can see it by that little line. You see that line going through, you know it's an A6. You have Parker straights, which is very, very beautiful. OG Parker. See the other side. He has optimal batteries as well, hidden in the nice little cage. Take a look on this side. So basically mirrored. It's very nice. He has a hard line coming for the power supply, and then everything is capped off. Everything's nicely done. Out of Quebec. Don't sleep on Canada. Go over here. This is Gulf Coast. This actually, I believe, is for sale. Tropic Sunset. Whammy tank, bullet end caps, zigzag slowdowns, and delta valves. Roll down back mirror. I'm sorry, roll down back window. Got the interior. That's for sale. So, see, for sale. Phantom grille. And then this is Jeff's car. So it's the CEO of USO. We got a cab here. It's been rebodied. I think it was a 79, 78. Rebodied to the 80s. Very well done. Beautiful paint color. You see that pearl? You see it dancing a little bit. They actually just changed out the motor in this. So this is an LS now. So it could do some pushing on the freeway. Check out those mirrors, the accessories. Knob. Does he have the Master Cadillac on the front too? Did I show that off yet? Yeah. Look at that. It's about these accessories. Check out that interior. Nice diamond stitching. And this thing moves, so. So he just changed the setup. This is his first debut of this new setup. These are reds. These are the USO 30th. This came from the USO 30th anniversary back in 2020. 2. Yeah, 2022. So these were done by Reds. It was only ordered that night. You had to have your money ready to go. You can see you got your engraved blocks, you got your backing plate, you have your tank plug. Everything is kind of tooled in the style of the Samoan Polynesian style, typical for Usos, you know. You got the deltas, Reds, motor band, but saw this one. We're gonna pick up my bag. My bag's actually been sitting over here because I don't want to carry it the whole time, but got that centerfold. Make sure you order your new centerfolds. I'm gonna go through here and see how people's trunks look like, you know. I might be going a little slow now because I'm pulling some weight. So okay, got this Cadillac. This one's out of New York. 2 pump setup, some deltas. It's out of Wisconsin, I believe. LS swap interior. He drove this out in California as well. You can check some of my other photos. Whammy tank, and then is that a piston to the nose? Yeah, Super Duty to the nose, and Italians to the rear. Showtime end caps. Okay, Showtime. Been out of Lima, Ohio. Lane, nice, clean. Homie John. Now we're just gonna talk real quick, not to hate on John, but these stanchions, if we could lower them, it'd be ideal. Because if you think about taking a picture, just everybody, it's not just a John thing, this is across the whole show. It makes it a little difficult. So if we were able to lower them, typically if you're on a carpet, I wouldn't do the stanchions, but I understand people like to touch it. At a lowrider show, I think you're pretty much good. It feels like a different type of car show, maybe with some you know, baby kids and shit. Check out that interior. Oh, keyless media on the back. Shit. Low for Life Car Club. Now we're gonna take a little moment here and talk about this hydraulic setup. If you don't know, actually John's the homie that helped me get into aircraft, because I was gonna go with a gate setup that looked like aircraft, and he was like, he talked me out of it. So we have 2 Pescos, and then we have 3 A-decks. You know, you gotta remove this before you fly. And we got that backing. If you see the backing, that's actually a replica of kind of how this B-22 was. This B-22 is actually an aircraft. You see that propeller? That propeller has a motor. It's called a feathering motor. The feathering motor is actually a Pesco. Mostly 777s for the B-22s, but just to let you guys know, they were feathering motors, not landing gear motors. A lot of people try to say that this is what it is. It's not. They're on the baking sheets. If you know that, that's actually an OG thing. So you got a D22, I'm sorry, D2 tank, and then you got 777s. Very well done. And then you see that back, very well done. There's actually a decent amount of aircraft stuff here, so it's actually pretty nice. We're gonna go up and down every single row. Like I said, it's still early, nobody's here yet. Out of Michigan, out of Virginia. Like, I would have done without the stanchions on this. I think it would look a little bit better, but it's just myself, you know. Just you can do whatever you want. I'm just giving my personal opinion. I like that it's on the blocks though. I think that's great, you know. It's elevated and it's almost like a piece of art. You put it into a frame. This is like almost framing it just for context. So when you lift the car up, or bike, like no bike should ever be on a floor at a show, turntables only. We have some sleeves for the motors, you know, 48 volt setup. He's out of Virginia. The homie Cody, he's actually in Centerfold. The homie Chicago Low shot him in Chicago actually, but he's out of Ohio. Take a look at his whammy setup real quick. So we got this, it's a whammy. You got the accumulators, you call them, some people call them coconut accumulators. It's because there was a coconut aircraft tank. Those are just modern style, because you pretty much only have cylindrical and then those type. It's like almost like a bladder type. But you know, you have your deltas. He drives this thing though with the bike on the back. The bike's actually a nice little touch, right? Come down here, just got a message telling me I left some stuff behind. Apple AirTags, dog. All right, got some minis over here. I'm not gonna act like I'm the most knowledgeable about minis, but I can tell you about the setup. There's just 2 pump setup. It's not Z-racked. That's all I could tell you. I'm not really the most knowledgeable. The cotton is actually an old school type thing. Some people hate it. I don't mind it. And then, you know, you got some bikes over here. The blue one's actually nice. I got some pictures of that one, I think. So I think I got pictures of the majority. Trunk's not open, but you know, you got a 4-door Bel Air. Over here, this is actually the car from Friday. So it lives in Kentucky. I think it lives out here. It's like kind of lived out here ever since. Obviously not the original setup. 4 pump, 2 very new school CCEs, and then 2 might be old school. I don't know. You see the difference in the blocks. The 2 middle ones have the rounded blocks. The other 2 on the outside have the squared blocks. But that's that. For the record as well, so we're gonna do this real quick. This angle is horrible. If he would have 45'd it, it would have been perfect, but this is not. It's almost like a 15-degree tilt. It's not really going to do too much. If you came in more at a 45, that's ideal. There's some other cars on the other side. They look great. Just makes it pretty difficult to take pictures of. The stanchions, I would refrain from using stanchions like this. I would rather just not have stanchions at all. But let's talk about this setup. So we got a Pro Hopper on each side with deltas, and then we got a CCE. It's kind of hidden behind, but you know, you can see a whammy tank back there. Got a CCE tank. These are kind of pretty high, so yeah, they're pretty close to the trunk lid, the deck. But you know, you got some plugs on the deltas. Got this Elco CCE, looks like a piston to the nose, and then we got those accumulators. He got the pressure valves on the. Oh no, those are Italians actually. This is Italian. Oh, they're both Italians. My fault. Those are Italian valves. So whammy tank, engraved sleeves. Okay, now we're gonna talk about this. When you get 2 cars at an end cap, it sucks. I just want to put my bag down. So you have a car that thinks that it's gonna be an end cap. This car should probably be down more, or it sucks. So now this car ain't really gonna get too much love, you know. He has a decent setup, I think, but I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful ride. I can't say shit. You got 3 pump CCE setup. Fat block, is that? Yeah, fat block to the nose. Don't be confused, it's not a piston, it's just a fat block to the nose. You know, got a square, deltas to the rear, chrome deck lid, very nicely done. Interior, very nicely done. Air conditioned, very well done. Chromed out grill. We're gonna keep going down that other road though, but it makes it a little difficult, you know. That's what I'm getting at. So we'll go down here. So I'm gonna show you this side for context. This Elco is probably gonna get some decent pictures, but everything else it's gonna be lackluster. It's gonna be hard. Got this custom over here. The stanchions aren't the best, as we talked about. You want low stanchions. Low for life. I'm sorry, not low for life. Life too low out of Indianapolis. I'm sorry, it's very similar, but they're different. So we got that. We got a piston to the nose, backing plates as the shop. Those look like the mini monsters out of the mini monster greens out of Black Magic, and then deltas to the rear. Is he running 2 of them? No, the big ass check valve. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it is on a piston. That's a little weird that he has the mini monster going to a piston, because that's just a delta. Italian valve actually would be a little bit better, but it's a cool looking valve. Interior is very nice on this. Got a mini over here on some Supremes with that cotton, another hard body. Got an Elko. Got this Cadillac. This is like some old G like mini trucking thing when they used to put the axle on the back. Crushed velvet, so you know that's Midwest car. If you watch my videos, I went in and talked about that. You got a 3-pump setup here. CCE on Deltas. Take a look at this setup real quick. Can you see it? Can you see it? So we have 2-pump setup. It's kind of hard to see. It's out of Florida. Piston to the nose, high-low. Again, this is sitting high. This is beautifully done because everything's at eye level, so it brings everything higher and you can really appreciate it more. Very well done. Like the blocks. Not my favorite to have a car with the front end down and the back end locked up. You know, if it's a hopper, I guess it does have a piston, so I guess it does do some work. This one is excluded, but normally, you know, if it's a car that just has the back end locked up and doesn't really do anything. So here we have a Black Magic setup, and then we got those reds motor bands. Can't see the back. We have some Italian valves, and then we have a square to the nose. It's out of Minneapolis, and this is out of Toledo, Ohio. This is Betty White. I actually just got the pinstriping work done. That's how it looks best, you know, laid out, everything with the, not laid out, I guess with the trunk down and the nose up, but with the trunk closed and the hood closed, looks great. Can't remember what's in here, but it's a hopper. This one's crazy. This is a badass. Now stanchions again, I did take some pictures, I did move them, but 4-pump setup, zigzag squares, very awesome setup. This is like a 90 style setup, so if somebody refers to somebody's building like a 90 style, this is what they kind of are going for. And then you see everything is squares, and the squares are all black, so everything's kind of nicely done. This is Uso, Kentucky. Check the interior. Beautiful car. Taking pictures of this car multiple times. The LS swap. So then we got this. This is Low for Life. This is out of Saginaw, Michigan. We got Uso Atlanta. Let's see what we've seen in that trunk look like. Can't really see too much. Don't like really opening people's trunks and shit, you know. And then we got Lime, Ohio. This is Jerry. We got those Pro Hoppers. Always cool to see Pro Hoppers out in the wild because they've kind of been gone for so long, you know. And then we got this 6.4. It's out of Lima as well. Very nicely done. You got a square to the nose, and then we got 2 deltas on the rear. Check out that wood grain steering wheel. Nicely done. Interiors on point. Nice cream color, but nice looking 6.4. I don't want to skip this Riviera. This Riviera is out of Detroit, Michigan. So interiors on point. Check out the interior. Don't sleep on the Rivieras either. Got this Cadillac. It's Hydro Joe. Not familiar with Hydro Joe. I think, is that out of Texas? I think Hydro Joe's, or is that Jolo? That's one of the two. But nice to do. And then we got this 63 out of Miami Beach, Uso. The aisles get bigger, so it's a little harder to jump back and forth. But we got a 4-pump setup, high-low, deltas with the candles on top, We got the zigzag slowdowns. The motor bands are painted, and then they are also pinstripe, Stillman style end caps, and you got the speakers underneath it. It's kind of nice the way that they utilize the back of the trunk, the bottom portion. So it's always hard to try to kind of get to work it all out with the stereo and stuff, especially running 4 subwoofers with 4 pumps. But I think this is very nicely done. This is Uso Miami. This is a 57 stock. You know, go this way. Again, we got the stanchions. If you could lower them, it'd be better. Check out the paint dancing on the roof, the interior. Can't even see the trunk, got me. But we know that it's cut because it has the disconnect over there. Got some bombs. This is actually out of Utah. So nice Fleetwood. Actually, I think I saw this one in Carson as well. This is out of New York. So very nicely done. I do feel like it'd be better with lower stanchions or no stanchions, but nicely done. He color coordinated it. What kind of setup we got? It's hard to tell, honestly. Kind of hard to see. I don't want to get all over me. I got my camera on me and stuff. My big body. So we got nice rag here. Look at that chocolate with the gold leafing and pinstriping. Black Magic 3-pump setup. Zigzag slowdowns. And those Italians? I think those are Italian valves. Those are Italian valves. Check out this 57 out of North Carolina. Got a whammy tank, accumulator. It's an interesting end cap. It's interesting because it looks like there's blue in it. So, but accumulators. Oh look, we got some cars coming in. But yeah. Oh, I didn't show. I guess that's on air, so it's laid out. So Bombitas are the only ones that I'm like, all right, you can ride air. Sometimes it's hard because you gotta subframe them. I understand that. Got this 58 here, fuel injected. If you didn't check out my video with him, check that out on the channel. Look at that paint dancing. Nice high-low setup in the trunk of this. Very beautifully done, and it hauls ass. There's a video of it on Woodward up in Michigan. Check it out. It's on the channel. And we got this 56 out of Kentucky. Very nicely done. LS swap. That car actually came from Michigan, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep checking out what we got over here. The car came from Michigan originally, so that's all I'm getting at. It was built in Kentucky. So got this Wisconsin 63. He's on air, but this shit fucking lays. It's nice. I'm happy that he keeps the trunk closed. Not hating on it or anything, but if you're on air, I like to see the trunks closed. Maybe I am hating, I don't know, but I like it. It's a beautiful car. This is actually in the Centerfolds magazine as well. Beautiful paint. I mean, that dash, it's beautiful. Everything is I mean, check out that chrome deck lid. Can't forget about the homie from St. Louis. So he's also in Centerfolds. I actually shot this car. Got the high hitter hydraulics. We're gonna take a moment to digest this hydraulic setup, because this is actually pretty cool, because he has 4 pistons. Normally you only see pistons to the nose, but you see you got piston, 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 big nut, you know, true big nuts, right? Yeah, no, those are just, they're normal sized valves, so probably 3/8. Oh shit, and the OG Stillman, bro, you see that shit? The OG Stillman motor bands. Oh shit, that's hot. And then some high hitters, zigzags, big ass fucking check valves. Those are 1-inch ports, pistons. So very nicely done. Yeah, very, very nicely done. I'm not gonna front those Stillman end cap, Stillman motor bands. Very nice touch. You know, airbrush. This is a highest lockup too. I think this is like a 32-inch lockup, 34-inch lockup. Let's take a look at it real quick. Look at that paint dancing with the moon roof, that 44, that yellow guts. Look at that. Very, very nicely done. Out of St. Louis again. We'll come back. We're gonna check out the 63. 63 is just as cool. But I just want to show off this 64 right now because we'll keep pushing down the same aisle. Look at this. Beautifully, beautifully done. The trunk, the deck lid is all done. And that takes us to the 61. Grab my bag real quick. Yep. So this 61 is out of northern Indiana. Take a look at his setup real quick too. Actually, when I first started lowriding, he had a 77 Monte Carlo that I was going to try to buy. It had a 2 Pesco setup. I think it was selling for like 4 or 5 grand. It was sitting on Dayton's. This is like early 2000s, and I missed out. So always cool talking to the homie Troy. But look at the interior, very nicely done on Dayton's. And we're gonna get some favorite part, you know, the hydraulics. So we got some high lows, 3 high lows from the Elite 2000 series, and then we had big ass 1-inch port check valves. He added these sights recently, so the sights look good. You got a Super Duty to the nose. You see those little portholes? That's how you can tell it's a Super Duty. And then we got the 2 regulars to the rear. The only difference between them, to keep it a buck, a Super Duty has the ground wire inside of the candle. The backing plate gets thicker, and that's pretty much it. So just to keep it a buck, it's aesthetics because you get those portholes on the top, but you're just getting an extra ground wire and you're getting the backing plate thicker. So that's it. But very beautiful setup. Hard line. He actually just picked up those sights, so very nice to see those in. We'll see this 64 on the way around because it's on the other side. We got a mini, I guess you'd call it. We get this 57 over here. This is Justified Car Club. Two pump setup, deltas, high hitters hydraulics. We got this 64 4-door, 2 pump CCE setup. You could hate on the fucking 64s, that's cool, but they actually came with more accessories than the 2 doors factory. So it's always cool to see them. We got this Cutlass Supreme over here. To Life Too Low out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. High-low setup. The round things, accumulators, you know. Life Too Low again. CC setup, accumulators to the rear, single delta to the nose. You could always tell, normally you put the accumulators on the rear, just FYI. Single valves you usually want to run to the front, so if you're running a single dump valve, you usually run that to the front. So you could lift the front end up and drop it a little faster than having 2 ones that need to coordinate. Take a look at this. It has a trunk done, but you can't see it. Possibly air ride. This, the 6.0 on those rose gold fucking wheels. It matches the paint. This car was cut last winter, I think. Very nicely done. CCE fat blocks, 4 deltas, you know, 8 batteries. This 6.4 was just repainted. Check out the interior, check out the top, watch it dance. That trunk is a 3 pump setup. You got some deltas in there. It's Cadillac. I want to check out this 49 Fleet Line again. So see, you got like a little bit of trunk. Honestly, I don't like all the stuff around it. I like to see hydraulics set up with just hydraulics, but that's just me, you know. It's like it's clutters. It just clutters the whole scene. Take a look at this Cutlass. Got a 3 pump setup, 4 valves with a Dayton in the trunk, 3 dog ear knockoffs. Check out this big body Hoppo setup. with 4 Deltas. Working class car club. And over here we have a CCE setup with 4 Deltas. Check out the 63. The 63 has 3 CCEs. You see the pressure valves on the dumps. Those are Italian dumps. And then he has Optima batteries, the yellow tops. Here, these are CCEs, I think. Yeah. That one's interesting because that one's mounted like sideways. You see the holes on the side, so that block's kind of turned sideways. This one's not like that. That's funky. But you get those Deltas. This setup was just redone in G-Thing, so take a look at this. Pitbull hydraulics, Pitbull slowdown. He has a Super Duty to the nose, Deltas to the rear. Very nicely done, hard line. He built a tray. You see how the tray's done? Very nicely done. Yeah, definitely a nice setup. Oh shit, with the keyless media sticker too. Damn. Sliding rack on top. So, working class car club. And Vejitos. Got this Caprice. Hello. We got this Bombita. And the Justified Car Club again. You got this whammy tank. You got some zigzag style slowdowns with a big nut on it. Then this is that 6.4. So you got a gravity fed setup. You know, you have your blocks in the middle. You have some type of end piece put on those gears. They call these hot dog tanks, kind of. Zigzags, slowdowns. And then you got the Delta valves with the covers on them. CCE setup for Deltas. Everything's hardline. Actually looks really good. It's another car out of St. Louis. 2-pump setup. You see you got a squares, a lot of batteries, Continental kit, a lot of crazy cutting, money spent. Look at that paint dance. Definitely got some flake. He has the gangster window. And then just to show off that interior real quick. Got the painted dash, air conditioning. So take a look at this. I think this is the first time this car's been out at a show. Stanchions again, if we could lower them. You're on carpet. I'm gonna give you guys a cheat code. The easy thing is if you take some gutter, flip it upside down. You could be the plastic gutter, paint it the same color as your car. You put that shit on the ground, you're good. Cheat code, you're welcome. I got 2 whammies, and then these are a funky style zigzag valve, because the candle on them actually looks like a pretty decent looking candle. I don't know where homie got those, but the candle actually looks pretty decent. A lot of times on the candles, because it's a zigzag, so we know it's probably gonna be a Delta internals, but this actually looks more like a actual square. Zigzag slowdowns. You got the mesh, it's gonna match the front grille. Nicely done, nice little touch. Check out that interior. This Super Sport here, rag. Take a look at that. So we got this 66 3-pump setup. Got Deltas on it. Got Pinky over here. This crazy ass built motor. Got this 61. Dedicated Central Florida. Yeah, 4-pump setup. Hoppos. Stillman style end caps. 3 squares. Very nicely done. Street charger underneath, hidden too. You see that? Street charger. 2-pump CCE setup. Deltas. This is actually a 4-pump setup, but he has a trunk closed, so very nice car though. on the real Daytonas. You see that little sticker? See that shit? Yep. Got the 64. 63 is actually really nice. You look at this 4-pump setup. The gold accents are very nice. The color is perfect. Chrome deck lid. Everything came out really nice on this one. Very beautifully done. It's lifted as well. You see those? I mean, it's lifted obviously the setup, but I mean, it's lifted off the ground as well. Interior looks nice. Look at those inserts. Gold accents. Very nicely done. When you mix the chrome and gold, it looks beautiful. Just saying, you don't gotta put engraving on everything for it to look good. Look at this, beautifully done. Beautifully done. AC unit, beautifully done. I mean, the AC unit is painted. Obviously we saw inside it has AC, but I mean, it's painted. So nice touches. Uso Miami. Got this Wawa, you know, the troca. So gravity fed setup. This one's badass. Take a look at this. Whammy tank setup. 4 deltas. Very nicely done though. This is like Danny D inspired. Very beautifully done. Color combination and everything. So look at that interior. Beautiful. Tommy right here. George on air ride, but hard line looks decent. Maybe we'll convert them to fluid eventually, you know. Nice Cadillac. Arsolitos, Chicago. This 58 does work. This trunk, this actually is a hopper. So look how that top dances. Look at that interior. This is actually a hopper. It's piston to the nose, CCE. Yeah. Big body Cadillac over here. 2-pump setup, deltas. Looks like all crazy cutting stuff. Nice Cadillac. This is actually a very nice, very nice Monte Carlo. Nice leafing. I hadn't seen this one before. You got the moonroof on it. So 4-pump setup. And then if you look at the actual blocks on these, the blocks are actually not squared. Looks like Empire hydraulics. Yeah, very nicely done. Those are like the smaller accumulators. Very nicely done. This one on point, you know. Cadillac, I'm sorry, Lincoln. Mercury over here. Another Lincoln. We'll check out the trunk of this one. Obviously the trunk's open. So whammy tank with 2 others. Crazy cutting backing plates with the crazy cutting accessories. So I'm gonna say something that might be unpopular. It was cool when crazy cutting was first coming out and you were the first person with it, but it feels like every car has the same pieces now, so it's not as cool, if that makes sense, versus if you went to your own engraver, because they keep everything in stock. So it's almost like ordering stuff off of a catalog, you know. Everybody's gonna have the same shit. So nice Impala, nice leafing on the door right there. Look at the interior, very nicely done. Actually very nicely done. Fleet line right here, but we're gonna look more at this. Trunk's actually out, so you can't see anything. Check out this 63. Interior's nice. This is a 3-pump setup, CCE. His actual backing plates actually are like the interior finishes of a 63. You see how it has the swirls on it. Nice little touch. These big red things are oil coolers, so it's just, they're fin tubes on it, so it's to kind of cool the oil if you were hopping. It's to cool it down. Very nicely done. This has Texas wire wheels on it. Only car here with Texas wire wheels. Got a mini Viejitos. Take a look at this ribby. Oh, can't see anything. Cadillac. Got a 3-pump setup on this. Looks like CCE. Deltas. Be cautious of those slowdowns, those brass ones. Those look like a Reds block with crazy cutting plates on the. That's weird because they're on the actual reservoir on that one, not on this one, but they're deltas. Take a look at this 59 real quick. So it's a Black Magic setup, zigzag slowdowns, zigzag dumps, which, as I mentioned, essentially those are deltas. Take a look at that interior. Nicely done. While we're here, we might as well check out this. It's a 4-pump setup. The round blocks makes me think that they're CCE. Oh, I can see CCE now, yeah. So I think CCE and Showtime were the only ones who kind of rounded the blocks off on the edge like that. So 64 is a nice color. LS swap. Gravity fed setup. Now, 2 rags. If you remember the other one, this setup's very similar. So when you're buying stuff off the shelf like that, it's the downside. These tanks look like CO2 tanks, like for paintballing. Not my favorite style tank. The openings for the tank plugs are kind of nice. The gears are a little bit better. The gears are the least favorite on a majority of the setups that are actually gates. Rounded blocks, billet, end caps, hardline looks good, but it just sucks when somebody else has a very similar looking setup to yours, you know. Take a look at this. So here we have hot dog style tanks, the number 4 slowdowns, end caps. It's a gravity fed gate setup. Maybe clean up that Teflon tape, but very nicely done. You could blow it off with the air hose, or you could use the Loctite, the hydraulic one. Works very well. But Super Duty with a regular square. Yeah, I mean the engraving on this is actually nice. You can tell this isn't that crazy cutting shit though. Very nicely done. You might have seen it in the magazine. Have that issue at the house, you know. Show this many. I don't want to act like I didn't show love to everybody. You see Joker back there. We're gonna take a look at that in a moment. 4-pump setup, hoppos, got the accumulators, and you know, deltas. He's actually in the process of changing out from his crazy cutting. You can see this is a different engraver. The previous one didn't look that good, to be transparent. But he actually has those spinners. Look at that. If you like those, that's how they look. Then we get this. This is crazy cutting. You could tell the difference because, as we talked about, if you watch my videos, the stippling on them, you know. So Hoppo setup, but crazy cutting, kind of accessorized. Deltas, solid purple roof now. These are actually the difference. These are the old ones from that Cadillac. So you see the difference. You see the stippling. You see that engraving, how it's very thin. Like it's not even deep cuts. We'll go take a look at this once more to show you the difference. So we have the diamond cuts down the edges, and then the engraving is not as deep, honestly, but it's deeper than that one. And the stippling is actually a different type of stipple. The other one is almost like a sandblast, where this one they're actually using a rotary tool to kind of get into it. You see the difference? So Solitos Car Club out of Chicago. He's on air. I think this is stock. Yeah, this is a stock 57. We have 3-pump setup. This is actually very similar to how the setup is. This is an early Hoppo setup that is very close to the one that is in El Rey. You see how they're both cylindrical, and that's kind of the look that they were going for. They don't really sell this setup anymore, so this is very interesting. But he ran a piston to the nose. So you have a piston to the nose, and then you have the Hoppos, kind of, you could call them hot dog tanks, I guess. They were custom made. This is earlier in their, when they started, this is at their it's been several shops actually since they've been there. I can't even really, it's like, this is like 2013 era, 2012 era, but damn, they've come a long way in just 10 years. Got this Fleetline, High Hitters Hydraulics out of Kentucky, Solitos, Cadillac, it's like a 68 I think, yeah, out of Tennessee, newer style wheel, but we're gonna check out this. We got Hoppos setup, see the Hoppos tank plugs, Hoppos blocks, the interior, pillows are very nicely done. This is a very nice setup. It looks good. Good looking Cadillac. Take a look at this Cadillac. Four pump setup, CCE, gold and chrome, everything's hardline. See that? Deltas. Two whammy tank setup, and then he has, it's weird because I guess it's not that weird, just the accumulators are to the rears and these are to the nose. Yeah, you see custom made so he could pull the wheel out. He has wheels on wheels on wheels, but this is Solitos. Take a look at this. You got your Deltas, Black Magic hydraulics with the accumulators. Accumulators, in case you don't know, help the ride. It acts like a pressure relief on a stiff line. It's, if you know anything about plumbing, it's like a bladder that you would put onto your hot water tank or anything like that, and it just is like a damper. CCE setup, and then you get the Deltas. Actually, I like when you don't see any name on the blocks or anything, because it's just clean and it's all about the actual setup itself and not the branding. I actually really appreciate that. Deltas, Lincoln backing plates. Take a look at this whammy tank, and then Deltas, hardline. Usually if you see painted hardlines, that means that they didn't go stainless. They used actual iron for their hardlines. So CCE over here, 4 pump setup on Deltas. Astro van. It's out of Tennessee. He's Puerto Rican too. But we know that these are CCEs. Again, the brown plates. Yeah, you can see it. It's branded on there. But the plates are actually no. Oh yeah, you can see it on here too. I guess now I see it more clearly. But it's nice. Yeah, it's like the acorn nuts on there and stuff like that. Nice little touch. Check out the Monte Carlo. Deltas, high-low, looks like crazy cutting backing plates. Got this Lincoln. These tanks are pretty funky. I'm not used to seeing this style tank. This is actually closer to what you'd put onto a hot water tank, but the slowdowns are interesting as well. There's a lot of interesting pieces on this setup actually, because you got the bullet end caps, round blocks, delta valves, and those tanks are just, they're odd shape. They look like a number 3/8 port, so that'd be number 6. Oh, these are the slowdowns. What slowdowns are these? CCE. I'm not used to seeing those slowdowns. Those things are fucking huge. Because obviously it goes to the dump over there. Huh? Saw this one. Got the dominoes and cars ready to go. It's the other side of that wagon. Got another Lincoln over here. Alcoholics over here. Take a look. So got a Reds pump here with a tank. That's funny. That's old. Look at how everything's been welded. Got everybody on here sitting low. Brooklyn John, Dream On. Check out the setup. Oil coolers, whammy. All those Italians. Kilos Media. Alright, we've got these Lowrider bikes, but we're gonna come back and check out all these bikes. See all of them? We're gonna come back. We're gonna go down over here, check these cars out. We'll catch those on the backside. But check out this bomb real quick. This is street style Chicago. Beautiful 63. Definitely did the crazy cutting package though. And I think it's on air. Nice lack. Whammy tank. How it all kind of comes back to the backing plate's kind of interesting. Looks like custom made fitting. Interior looks decent on this. CCE setup. Deltas. 57. Interior looks nice. Whammy setup, high-low for Deltas. 4-door. Check out the 64 chrome package, the chrome grill. This looks really good when you do the chrome package. Look, even all this is chrome. Very nicely done. Chrome wheel wells, chrome up here. Everything's. Check out the patterns on the top. Not a traditional style top, but it's actually nicely done. Setup's pretty nice too. So you got 3 squares, black magic. And then you have the accumulators. Nicely done. This is Hotspot. So shout out to Hotspot. The reason you're watching this video now is actually because of them. They bought my media pass. Shout out to them. They are out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Gotta open this up though so we can see the hydraulics inside. Take a look at this CCE setup. Italians and the Delta to the nose. That's where you mess it up. You gotta run the Italian to the nose and Delta to the rear if you want to do anything like that. But Hotspot. Pump setup. We got high-low deltas on there. Hotspot crew. The Daytons look very good under this light though. You can definitely tell the difference between Daytons and anybody else riding non-Daytons. It's like extremely different. But interior is clean. Check out the paint. Very nicely done. Check out this. You got a 2-pump setup. This cruiser got Italian. Only 2 valves. Only 2 valves? You running an EQ in here or something? There's actually a car here that has 2 Pesco EQs. Only other person in this neck of the woods that I know that actually has Pesco EQs and that are running them. So we're gonna check it out. It's actually over there. So we're gonna come back over here and we're gonna actually look at that one right after we look and walk past this Chop Top Monte Carlo. So we got Chop Top Monte Carlo, as I mentioned. Pink and white guts, Indiana. The paint actually is a nice pearl. This is This is very not normal for this area. You know, you got the OG wheels with the white walls, very nicely done. Got the visor on top, very, very nicely done. So we have the pestle ad. You know, you got 2 777s, 2 equalizers, 2 M30. Oh, those are M30 tanks, huh? Wait, those are, yeah, A6s. I was confused, sorry. Accumulators, then 2 ADELs. There's ADELs in here? Let's take a look. Oh yeah, they are. They're click-clacks. So I want to digest this real quick. So we got the Pesco 777, and then that kind of comes back, and this is the reservoir. As we see that weld right there, we know that they are actually A6 tanks. He kind of did a 45-degree on these junction boxes. I like that the back is plated. Like normally there's open hole, like on mine it's open hole. He has his filters, or those are actually catch jars. Downside to that is you won't know when they're full, but very nicely done. Everything's riveted together. Yeah, these are the accumulators, and these are the equalizers, so they equal the pressure. These are number 8. They look slightly, these actually are more similar to mine. You see how they're straight, and yeah, those are actually very nice. Very nice setup. You know, to see this much aircraft stuff here is pretty cool. You got the sights, so very nicely done. Take a look at this 72, came out of New York. Look at that top dance, see that flake? So we got 4 accumulators, so this thing probably rides like a fucking Cadillac. You know, deltas, hard lines all chromed out, looks good. Take a look at collective. We got the Hoppos 2 pump setup. We got a Hoppos square right there, and then 2 deltas. Collective out of Columbus, Ohio. 57, this is the first time this 57 is actually showing out. So got a whammy tank. So we got the 57, we got a whammy tank. Check that out. You got 4 squares, you got the zigzag style slowdown, very nice, cleanly done. The disconnect is actually integrated into the actual rack. 4 battery, so 48 volts, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. Got a Lincoln over here. Check out this Monte Carlo. This is another, the shop backing plate, Pro Hopper block, and then this is a CCE block, and then this is a mystery block. So piece together setup. Italians, deltas, you know, just a mix. Crushed velvets, we know we're Midwest. So we got Cadillac CC setup, fat blocks. You know, very nicely done. Only thing I would change, if we could hardline some of this stuff, that's the only other thing to do. Very nicely done though. Look at this silver leaf, very cool. E&G kit on the back. Paint works nicely done. Look at that. It's like glass. It's nicely done. I think this is a dancer. This is actually Delta Hydraulico out of Rockford, Illinois. Then we got an Italian here. So this is an OG. Like this is what we call, this is why we call them deltas, because these are the real deltas. They came from Rockford, you know, when you're getting your fender stones and shit. So I wonder if these are actually fender stones with the CC. A lot of times in the early days, a lot of people were just getting their equipment, like their motors and shit, from Finnerstone, and then the first thing that was actually able to be made were the blocks. You know, it took skill to kind of develop this. It's not like it happened overnight, and then, you know, pieces kept coming onto the market. You know, these blocks are like 93s when aluminum blocks started to come into the market. Before that, everything was cast iron. You know, we'll keep going. So we have CC round blocks on this, deltas, accumulators. We know that that's the rear, we know that's the front. I'm gonna test you guys at the end so we can tell which is the front, which is the rear. These are walled wheels. Oh no, these are star wheels. Yeah, walled star wheels. These are nice. This is a very traditional 70s style. To be honest, it's a nice car. I'm not trying to hate or nothing, but if this had some fender stones in it, because he has, everything looks OG, but if you were able to get some fender stones in this, it would just be era specific. I see that you have the O'Reilly's or Orly's back of the Lowrider magazine, but obviously you're going for a traditional look, but that setup just doesn't fit that much with it. Take a look at this. You got two pump setup, 4 deltas. Look at that paint dance, look at that. Dinero sucio. We got Drastic Car Club here. So actually I'll show you this because this is funky. This is a 92 Suburban, but check out the grille. The grille is out of a 64. So you wonder why the dash prices of 64s have gone up and you can't find the air conditioner units because they're all in. No, I'm just kidding. Very nicely done. Drastic Car Club. We'll take a look at their Monte Carlo over here in a second too. But first we're gonna look at this wagon. So we have whammy tank setup. The accumulators are actually painted the same color as the car, which is nice. It's a nice little thing. So you can see that those are going straight to the cylinder. The closer those are to the actual cylinder, the better it actually is. But they're not bad there because there's not much travel between it. But that's the best place for accumulators. Just like when you're doing a hot water tank, to come back to this, the best place for it to be is the closest to the actual tank. It's just physics, thermodynamics. Your boy's an engineer, man, so I do this for work, and it's always cool to see it implemented in hydraulics and automotive world as well. So we're gonna take a look at this Monte Carlo real quick. So Monte Carlo is out of Philadelphia. Check out Centerfold. So we'll actually go back to it. We've got Centerfold's magazine down here on the floor. This is issue number 4. Pick it up. Order on centerfolds.com. And you can see this. The homie Chicago Low shot this. Check out those mirrors. So the mirrors, you see that seat pillar's gone. So very nicely done. Out here on the East Coast, you typically don't see this done too much, you know. Very, very beautifully done. Check out this interior. You got a moonroof. Yeah, very beautifully done with the mirror, with the window that goes down. Drastic Car Club. Here you got like the hot dog style tank. This is not crazy cut. You can tell this is a different engraver. You know, it's better, higher end. You have the gears with the diamond cuts on it. You have the zigzag style deltas, bullet end caps. Very nicely done. But we'll go back to this aisle because I don't want to skip any cars, you know. And if you're at this part of the video, thanks for checking it out. This is the exclusive access look into the show without many people being there. So we got this 4 pump setup. This is Showtime. Yeah, Showtime. Deltas. Nicely done. I like that everything's low, so for pictures it looks good, you know. And I'm just trying to give you tips. You guys don't want to take them, you just don't have to. I'm just, you know, you got the Econo line, 4 pistons, but it's just fucking wild. If you look at the spring in the pocket, I was nervous walking past this thing yesterday, last night, but we're gonna look at this outflow real quick out of Central Florida. You know, got Black Magic, Deltas. Look at this Econo line. This is fucking. Bro, I'm so nervous walking past this fucking pocket. Look at this shit. Oh my god, this shit springs. Boom, and we're gonna look at this. Pitbull hydraulics. So you got the accumulators to the rear, you got your square to the nose, double pump setup, Suchi check valves, nicely done. Nice Lincoln. I always like the fish gills on these. It's actually a very nice touch. These cars, you paint them and you do full patterns on. I mean, not, hey, this car looks very nice. I like the way it's done, but these are meant to be painted. Like the crazy paint jobs, just those lines, it's crazy. Got this 62 bubble 4-door. Well, I guess this isn't a bubble, it's almost a flat top. Street styles. We got this 62 rag, West Side Car Club. Got this box. Let's see what's in the trunk of this box Chevy. Some Deltas. Black Magic setup. Got this Lincoln, but the trunk's closed. 4 pump setup over here. CCE, Deltas. Delta 88 rag, Continental street styles. You can see we got some Deltas in there. The blocks look round, they look like Fat Boy CCEs. I can see the backing plate, so yeah, those are CCEs. Little windows, great. Those fish gills. People call these what, Mark 5, I would say Mark 5 Supers, Mark 5 Lincolns, but I remember calling them baby Lincolns, but I don't think people really call them baby Lincolns too much anymore. I love baby Lincolns though. Take a look over here. Oh, we got another baby Lincoln. Fish gills. Lincoln without the fish gills. Moonroof though. For those that don't know, the moonroofs, the 44s, come out of these. So a lot of times these get cut up just to take the roofs out to be put into an Impala or anything like that. But this is Individuals Car Club. Got a Lincoln over here. A Grand Prix. Those fish gills, Lincolns. Another Lincoln, another Lincoln. Nothing but Lincolns over here. Got a Monte Carlo. West Side Car Club. We got the Econoline behind it. The 62. Nice interior, check that out. Trunk's clean, but on air. Oh yeah, check out this. This Regal. Check this plate. Oh shit, got the Keyless Media photo on there. We shot that at Fort Wayne last year. You can see the trees are starting to turn. Submitted it into centerfold, but didn't make this show didn't make it, so we'll have an opportunity to get this car into the magazine. Decent looking car, you know, a lot of gold touches. Check out this interior. Swivel seats on them gold things. They got 4 pump, 4 Deltas, all the batteries. Nicely done. From Cali, Colombia. You gotta have some arepas over here or something, man. Getting hungry. Another Lincoln. Badass custom. Cheech and Chong, everybody's favorite. Nice Merc though over here. Merc looks really good. Check out this 59. 59 is from West Virginia. I think this one's actually in the Centerfold magazine that I have with me today. He did the crazy cutting package. That looks like a fat block in the middle, but I think those are high lows. Very nicely done though. Yeah, cruiser skirts. CGE setup, Deltas, painted lines. Why are they painted? We talked about this. Gotta go stainless. The cheat code is actually, you want to go stainless, you could go to Granger and you can get, 3000 psi. You can go pick that up. 0309 is the wall thickness, just FYI. And you want seamless. So check out the setup. Nice setup. Deltas, whammy tank, high headers, hydraulics. CCE setup. Backing plate somebody else, and then Crazy Cutting did the motor bands. Not motor bands, but motor sleeves. You can see the difference in engravers. So if you do pick a engraver, make sure that you're cognizant and you continue with that same engraver, because there's 2 different styles. Again, these look like the Crazy Cutting style. Some regular style slowdowns, Italian valves. Individuals, 4 is nice. This is air ride, but this is a funky looking air ride setup, so I'll show love to it. Everything's hardline, looks cool. The 6.3 small steering wheel is a little funky. This 6.4 is badass though. Pattern style is kind of similar to like what Doc would do. Chromed out deck lid. It's actually very nice with the 44 in there. Look at that. The interior is perfect. Very nicely done. That's an individual's car club. Check out this Lincoln. Pitbull hydraulics with a square to the nose. 4-pump setup. Those other pumps are down there hiding, so you got two to the nose. Check out this 63 over here. 2-pump setup, 4 deltas, also Pitbull hydraulics. Trunks closed on this. Nice Lincoln though. Trunks closed. Take a look at this. This is a 4-pump Pitbull hydraulic setup. These are the Whitaker valves, so you can hit up the homie Ryono Hydraulics if you want some of those. You got square Super Duty, and you got zigzag slowdowns. So nice setup. Look at all those batteries. Yeah, it's nice. Individual car club. Interior looks good. Outlet swap. I think this is stock. Take a look at this. Got a whammy tank, 4 deltas, hijack hydraulics. Yeah, I got stickers in my bag. I'll go grab some.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. Got TCE set up over here. Got deltas. Only 2 deltas though. Interesting. We got this 61 is actually really badass. The color's perfect. The gold touches are very nice. This was Lowrider magazine in 2002. Individuals Car Club. Look at this interior, perfect. Look at this engine bay, perfect. You got the chrome wheel wells, everything about this, it's on point. Very nicely done. Color for being a car that's old as a lot of 20-year-olds today. The car looks way better than a lot of these 20-year-olds, you know. And then we got this Lincoln. Did we look at the trunk? Yeah, this is the one with just 2 dumps. Then we got this, trunks closed. This is on aircraft, so this 58 we're gonna show some love to because this is crazy. So we got 2 Pescos, 777s. We got 3 A-decks. We got the same filters I have, which is nice. The junction boxes turned to sideways, very nice. Chrome end caps on there. Zigzag slowdowns, OG zigzag slowdowns, very nicely done. The wires that are used for the amphenol connections are very nice because it's the same color. Hard lines are on point. And then we have the Rockford stereo, like it's just on point. This is actually very nicely tastefully done. Cruiser skirts. Left swap. Take a look at this 6.4. Leafing looks very good. Tilt steering wheel. Interior blue looks good. Man, this Ace, man. Take a look at this Cadillac. White Cadillac. Got some pearl in it with some little flake. Look at that top dance. Show's starting to heat up. People are starting coming in now. It's 9:25. I think the show opens at 11, so still early access. Lincoln. The 68? No, it's 66. No, 65. I suck, nigga. 65. Really nicely done. This is 66. Floor shifter. Trunks aren't really open on some of these, so you know when we're out here we try to show love to the hydraulic setups. Paint's cool, interior's cool, but my favorite thing if you're watching and rocking with me is probably because the hydraulic setups. You know, that's what makes a lowrider a lowrider. It's not, you're just a hot rod. No matter what kind of wheels you have. You got CCE hydraulics in here. You gotta remember, lowriders have lowrider problems. You know, if you're on air ride, you have hot rod problems. Go over here. This big body though, out of Texas. Whew. The gold touches are on point. Leafing's on point. Yeah, this is very, very nicely done. The only thing you can do is really add those extended skirts, but if you don't like those, I know a lot of people don't, that's the only option. Everything else is, oh yeah, I mean, very nicely done. You got a square, you got high-low deltas over there. Florida flag. Florida came up. Oklahoma. Individuals for life. Oklahoma. Another individuals. We'll take a look at the setup real quick. You got 2 squares, Pitbull hydraulics. I'm sorry, I said 2. 3 squares, Super Duty to the nose. Very nicely done. 1-inch ports. Those actually look like number 16s. So yeah, huge. Yeah, very nicely done. Nice box. So as promised, we're gonna take a look at these Lowrider bikes. We got some twisted fenders on this one. Chopped body. Solid square twisted handlebars. That's OG. The steering wheel is OG too. So you got some new school and OG parts mixed together. These are the ones that came from Florida a long time ago. Damn. Yeah. And then check out the sprocket. You got a little twist in there. Square twist on the sprocket. That's cool. Check this out. Diamond tank. It's on the wrong side if you turn it around. Obviously it's on a turntable, but obviously you always want to have the sprocket side showing. Same with this one, sprocket side showing. They're from Atlanta. I remember this bike club because they used to be active on Lay Low all the time. Pedal car. Stretch. This is Mustang. Hard steering wheel. I think the cat out of San Diego is doing those now. Could be wrong though. Maybe that's China. I've been out of the game for too long. The flat twist sprocket looks so funky on those now. It's so funky because all the OG shit is kind of turned around now. They tried to remake it with so many different styles, but the quality isn't there. So little Schwinn. Like these used to come from Manny's, but now they make those China, you know? So it's just wild. Solitos. And we got this bike. We got this bike. And we got this bike. And that's pretty much it, man. That's it for the Louisville show. We were able to do it all before anybody really got in here. I got my bag hiding over there, so I'm gonna go grab it. Somebody asked me for some stickers, so I'm gonna bring those out. See if anybody wants to buy any of these centerfolds that I got, and keep it pushing, man. Got a long day, like only 9:30. So, all right, man. Catch up with you. Peace.